Welcome back to Inside the Summit League. Well, it came down to this on Saturday afternoon. Western Illinois leading the league at 11-2. South Dakota State right behind them at 11-3. Western had won 6 of its 7 league games on the road coming into this one. South Dakota State had won 29 games in a row at home. It was a great game in front of a great crowd in Brookings. A sold-out Frost Arena, third time in 3 weeks that the Jacks have sold out at home. Over 6,000 on hand. Western Illinois coming in confident as they usually do. Terrell Parks early on, he had 9 points, 8 rebounds, and Western scored the first 4 points, and it took South Dakota State about 3 minutes to get on the board, but then they go on a 19-3 run. Jordan Dykstra using that 6'8" frame over Ceola Clark. 12 points, 10 rebounds. Second double-double of the weekend for Jordan Dykstra. And then Nate Walters and one. And the Jacks had their biggest lead in the first half at 22-10. They led it by 6 at halftime, 25-19 South Dakota State. Second half, though, Western Illinois just sticking around. Ceola Clark sticks that in, one of his 4 threes. He had 20 points. Adam Link will get the feed here from Parks. And an and one for Link. That goes, and Western is within 2 at 49-47. But then Nate Walters took over. Goes in against Link, and Parks gets that to go down, puts the Jacks up by 5. And then a couple of minutes later, the scoop around Parks again, gets the lead back to 6. 28 points in this one for Walters. Chad White will hit a 3 here with a couple of minutes remaining to put the Jacks up 59-51, and South Dakota State wins it by 9. Well, largely because of this game, Nate Walters earns Player of the Week honors for the 6th time this season. That ties an all-time Summit League record for most honors in one season. He had 18 against IUPUI on Thursday, and then the 28 points and 6 assists against Western Illinois. Walters made 7 of 12 threes in those 2 games. Elsewhere on Saturday, the Bison bounced back with a win over IUPUI. Marshall Bjorklund and Corey Brown with a dozen apiece for North Dakota State. Oakland did win its 7th game in a row, 86-74 at Kansas City. 29 points for Travis Bader in that one, including 6 more three-pointers. So Oakland is going to get at least the number 4 seed in the tournament, the way we've got it figured right now. Oakland has 2 games left. Both of them are against Fort Wayne. Now, Fort Wayne, South Dakota, and Kansas City are going to be the 5, 6, and 7 seeds in the tournament. Fort Wayne, now we don't know the order yet, but Fort Wayne did get a win at South Dakota on Saturday night. Dons in town, and USD really looking to get a win here to break a 5-game losing streak, but Frank Gaines got hot. 9 of 13 from the field in this one for Gaines, and a 3 here that he banks in. He had 23 to lead the way for the Dons. Brandon Boss having a nice season for USD. The feed in here to Trevor Gruce. Gruce had 12, and then they'll go back to Karim Rossin for a jump shot, and the Coyotes only shot at 30% in the first 20 minutes from the field, and Fort Wayne led it by 19 at the half, 36-17 Dons at the half. Second half, Gruce sticking with it, cuts the Fort Wayne lead to 11, but the Dons come right back. Mario Hines with the hammer. USD got no closer than 13 until the final minute of the game, and Gaines will do it again here. The Dons win it by 13, 64-51 to go ahead of the Coyotes in the standings. So in the standings on the men's side, Fort Wayne game up on the Coyotes in Kansas City. As you take a look down, they're at the bottom half of the league standings right now. Up at the top, there is a good chance that South Dakota State and Western Illinois could end up tied at 13-3. So if they do, they would go into the record book as co-champions. But South Dakota State holds the tiebreaker with 2 wins over Western, and that would give the Jackrabbits the number 1 seed in the league tournament. Well, you see the Bracket Buster matchups for this week here. We got 4 Summit League teams on the road, 5 of them playing at home. Oakland has a home game against Morehead State on Saturday. Western Illinois will play former Summit League member Cleveland State. And there are 2 big-time TV matchups. North Dakota State plays at Akron on Friday. Akron is 21-4. They are number 5 in the mid-major poll right now. That game is at 6 o'clock on Friday on ESPN2. And then South Dakota State at Murray State. The Jackrabbits are 17th in the poll this week in the mid-major. Murray State is right behind them at 18. Those 2 face off on Saturday in Murray, Kentucky at 7 o'clock, and that game is also on ESPN2. We got women's hoops when we come back, including IUPUI being a PAIN for SDSU.